Hey everybody, welcome on back to Rubbin' Racing Podcast with Spider and Large and Quigs and Moonhead and Jacob on the ones and twos. Welcome back. We are post Darlington, and where are we going next? We're going into
Worldwide Technology Raceway.
It's
I
weird,
believe
isn't
that's
it?
the full name. Hopefully I didn't fuck that up.
But it's Gateway, it's in St. Louis, but it's Worldwide Technology, and it's in Illinois, and it might be on this channel. It might be NASCAR's got to streamline this shit. They got to get it to where it's just all one thing, or else, I don't know, going to be all fucked up. Either way, this episode is brought to you by Body Armor, and more specifically, Body Armor Flash IV. Flash IV delivers faster, longer-lasting hydration with over 200 milligrams of electrolytes and no artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners like those other drinks. So whether you're training, you're traveling, or you're just feeling the heat, work hard. Hydrate hard with Body Armor Flash IV, and grab yours today at a local 7-Eleven convenience store. And this podcast is also brought to you by Game Time. There's nothing like a crisp fall night at the ballpark, but trying to get there, brutal. You're stuck in a queue, prices jump at checkout, you're logged out mid-click. All you want to do is be in the stands, beer in hand, yelling in the crowd. The Game Time app gives the advantage back to fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means you can trust you'll get 100% authentic MLB tickets on time and at the best price, plus fees are always included, so what you see is what you pay. I was just looking at tickets for either the Mets or the Yankees. It's weird. You can get Yankee tickets right now on Game Time for as low as, I think, like $55 a ticket. And then Citi Field, you can get them as low as like $12, way out in the nosebleeds probably, but still, they're right there in your hand. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Rubbin for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code RUBBIN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. All righty, boys. Welcome on back. How's everybody doing? What's the first thing you want to say about NASCAR now that we're starting this podcast today, Spider? Anything you want to say to start off the show?
Oh man, I don't know. No, I'm excited. I mean, it's the perfect time of year for NASCAR playoffs upcoming. A lot of drama going on, some great tracks, and a lot to look forward to. I mean,
how'd you feel about the race this weekend?
You know, I thought it was a little bit of a snooze fest, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I'm happy with the result. I thought it was great to see Chase Briscoe win again there.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was just like, I don't know. I needed a little bit more drama, I thought. And there were even some of the guys I thought were going to be super competitive really weren't. So I was a little bit disappointed. Maybe it was from a betting angle. I did lose on my pick sixes this week, unfortunately, but I did also have to come back down to earth. So, I mean, I couldn't stay that hot forever. Yeah, but I'm excited for the rest of the season. I think there's a lot of drama, as much as, you know, every now and again you get a race that's a little bit underwhelming. But I think that's just, you know, par for the course when you have a 36-week long season.
Let me ask you something from the perspective of a driver, which I'm not, obviously. I was listening to the Teardown with Gluck and Bianchi, and right from his car, Chase Briscoe came in and kind of co-hosted the first half of it because they tape from the track. And at the end, they inevitably do their guesses on what the crowd's going to rate the race. And so Chase had said that he thought that it was going to be a 62% on the Gluck poll, which is not that low considering that there were a couple of real stinkers that were lower than that. And both Gluck and Jordan both gave it like in the 40s. You think that made Chase feel bad? Like, or is it just like an overwhelming high? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yeah, I just won, you know, a crown jewel, but then the two guys that you're talking to right afterwards both say that it was fucking subpar. Like 40s, in the 40s, that's a solid F. You know what I mean?
But that also sometimes means domination.
Yeah.
Which
it was.
Yeah.
Which it was. I mean, it was an ass kicking from Chase Briscoe. So, I mean, I kind of agree with Quigs. I don't think, I don't know, like, would Chase be disappointed? I don't think it really matters. Maybe, obviously, he, you know, like everyone else would think differently of the race, and that if they were the one who won it. So, yeah, I see why there was a discrepancy between their numbers. But, It's
And
just like
Chase was right, by the way. He guessed 62. I think he came in at like 61.1. So the other guys were way low.
That's pretty impressive to me because one, like I said, you're going to be naturally biased to, increase the numbers. And then two, it's like for a driver's perspective, I can only imagine it's hard enough watching these races at the track and not having the context that TV provides or watching just parts on a second screen on a TV. I couldn't imagine being behind the actual wheel and still having a great feel for everything that was happening around me, down to like guys in the back and back markers and stuff like that. So I think that's wildly impressive that Chase was pretty accurate with his projection.
Yeah, he impressed the shit out of me. You think there's anything that a driver can do to kind of spice up these races that we've been watching lately?
Honestly, no. I think it's just about, I think Chase, like, he doesn't care about that. He still won. At the end of the day, it's a Southern 500. It's a crown jewel, as you just said, Large. It's an awesome race. Any driver's going to want a win, let alone a crown jewel win. So, like, at the end of the day, are people going to remember, oh, this race was ranked as 62? Like, no, they're going to remember Chase Briscoe won. And, I think that's incredibly valuable in itself. I think you got to zoom out and see the bigger picture.
So then you're level-headed. I'll ask Quigs. You're level-headed enough to not take that personally after you just had your son on the roof doing the number one. By the way, that was awesome. Chase's son coming out there and like doing, and then the crowd going nuts for it. I thought that was very wholesome and very, very cool. Very Chase Briscoe-ish. I really enjoyed it. And then Jordan and Jeff kind of shitting on your parade a little bit and saying, "Oh yeah, you want a crown jewel? That was fucking boring. It was 40%, or something like that." I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little bit protective of Chase.
No, right? I see both sides of it. But
yeah.
Quigs, I want to hear what you have.
I mean, I don't know how he reacted to it, but I would think
he didn't. He was a gentleman. Yeah.
I would think that he probably didn't care at all. He would have taken a 1% on the poll if he's first guy that's safe to the round at 12.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think from like their perspective, the more boring it is, the better if you're the guy in first.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't even want to ask Moonhead because I can guarantee you Moonhead's going to be like, I don't give a fuck what Jordan Bianchi or Jeff Gluck think. I just want to, right? Is that the idea?
I mean, I feel like I could see where from a driver's perspective too, especially, it probably looks a lot different from their seat. So I could see it. Yes, to Quick's point, they don't give a shit if it's a good race or a bad race if they win it. But like there have definitely been times where I've heard drivers in their interviews where they sound pumped like it was the most exciting race ever. And I sat there struggling to hold my eyes open. But it's just because they're in a race car trying not to crash and we're watching it from the outside. So, but that said, I mean, I agree with Briscoe made the right guess because I think the race scored about where it should have.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was able to take a nap in 4-hour race. 4 hours and change, right? So we know it's going to be a long one. Always Southern 500 is always going to be a long one. But I had woke up and just for the fact that Tyler and Briscoe are fan favorites of mine, that it made it pretty compelling at the end. Every time Tyler was kind of dive bombing, trying to make it, and he just couldn't. But I guess if you pull back, it wasn't overall less of a race because I do it every week. I'm like, that's a 74 for me. And I was way too high. So I don't, maybe literally and figuratively. So it was one of those ones where I enjoyed it just a lot more because of Briscoe. We'll get into that race a little bit, but let's just touch upon the Xfinity race first of all, because we found out this week that Connor Zilic, on top of being one of the hottest prodigies and the future of the sport, he's also a fucking cheater, right? Like he's a terrible person and a cheater. How fucking genius is that kid? That he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go around here. It's 100% legal. Don't hate the player, hate the game, whatever he did in response to Freddie Kraft tweeting something out about him. Connor Zilic just continues to, I don't know, impress me because everybody else was kind of doing their thing, going into a hairpin turn. And he was like, Austin Hill's on this side of me. This guy's on this side of me. Fuck this. I'm going to go around this little cut through. And, he's won 8 races so far. Did you catch that at all, the Connor Zilic thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's fucking masterclass.
I mean, from watching on TV, it looked like the shortcut or the alternate route that he took after the contact was shorter than the actual fucking track that was intended
Oh,
to be raced on.
Big time shortcut.
It seemed like a cheat code. So like, I don't think he's a cheater by any means. I'm saying,
I'm joking.
yeah. I think he's like perfect for Trackhouse though, in the sense that like the last time I saw someone and can vividly remember someone like exposing the rule book was Ross Chastain with
Ride
the
wall.
fucking wall ride. And now they're going to be teammates next year. Like that's an exciting storyline for me. I think that's really cool. Zilich, this race was awesome to watch. We had Parker on last week and he kept saying, he said on our show and even in the broadcast that, not disrespectfully, but that Portland was pretty simple style of a road course. And once I heard that, I was like, all right, I'll take the juice on Connor Zilich. I'll ride with him. And that race was awesome. You saw Austin Hill super competitive. There was drama at the end. And ultimately, I think the best car driver, whatever you want to call it, ended up winning. So congrats to Connor Zilich. That was awesome. And then also in trucks, I had Corey Heim.
Yeah.
But I also had William Sawalish top 5.
You got that? Was he second or
yeah,
no?
he was second. So that race ended perfect. And I was just bummed because Sunday, unfortunately, did not go my way. But,
I hear. What you think of the Zilich move, Quigs?
I mean, it's like, why wouldn't you do that? It's a clear shortcut. And
But-
I mean, they're gonna, I would assume next year when they race that, they won't be able to do that.
I guess they're not going back to Portland.
No, they aren't.
Because the only thing is, did he ruin it for everybody else? Because now if you have 15 cars going into that turn and they all decide that they're going to take that shortcut, then they'll bottleneck in around the shortcut and make it a true penalty. Like he did it at a time. Oh, my screen just went out. He did it at a time where he took advantage of it. I don't think anyone else is going to be able to take advantage of it because it'll be almost oversubscribed going forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but also like you can't, after seeing him do that, you can't take the full length turn there, I don't think. Like it's just such a cheat code.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was genius. He did it like what? Probably at least 2 times I saw. I mean, I didn't catch every single lap in that corner, but it seemed like a no-brainer. And a lot of times I feel like, there are tracks and opportunities where something like this can happen. And we don't see it until the drivers do it, whether, again, it be Ross Chastain or something like this. So, yeah, I mean, listen, force them to change the rules. That's always a cool thing.
8 wins now. 8 wins for this kid this season. And 8 wins, I think, for Heim, too, to be honest with you. Are we going to start talking about Heim in the same respect as you talk about Connor Zilich next season?
I think that he needs to be shown the same respect, to be honest with you.
Right.
It's crazy to me that he is not, like, no offense, this is not a slight at him. This is an endorsement of his skill set, but how the fuck is he still only just trucks? And I know he's made, one-off cup starts, limited Xfinity as far as I've seen. I don't even know. Moonhead can fill in the blanks for, I don't know that I've seen him.
He's
and
done
then it's
it a few times. But there's the like Gibbs beef or whatever with
Yeah.
him, so he has to go through
yeah,
another team.
it must be pretty substantial beef because to me, there's no explanation why he has not been, locked up for an Xfinity ride full time or even made a spot in Cup. There's a lot of guys that I feel like have been rumored or, been subject to silly season storylines. So yeah, I think he's a guy it's one of those things. It's like, how long can you keep these prospects in AAA before like you need to call them up to the big leagues and put them in? I don't know. I just think it's crazy to me that Corey Heim, he's the most patient kid on earth.
By the way,
It's probably good.
for people who are watching this on YouTube, I had the screen go out behind me. So I've grabbed 2 out of the 3 remote controls that we have. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing trying to put it. I'd be better off turning around with a couple of cans of spray paint and trying to tag Rubbin is Racing across this. That would come out better. And I haven't spray painted something since the late 80s. But that's how. So for the rest of the podcast, I'm going to go absolutely raw dog back here. If you want to green screen it later on, Jacob, and put up some porn, I don't give a fuck. I'm done with this shit, to be honest with you. I'm just looking forward to wondering, like Connor Zilich is the hottest prospect in maybe all of auto racing right now. And that's with limited knowledge of F1 and IndyCar and stuff. This kid is the real deal, seems to be universal. I wonder if next year, if we're going to just say Corey Haim is now Connor Zilic 2.0, if we're going to tout that as Connor starts to get his way in the Cup Series, which Kyle Busch said this week, I'm very impressed with this Zilic kid. Don't expect him to light the world on fire when he first comes in. There's a learning curve. And, that's Kyle Busch saying that. So you tend to believe him. So as Connor's headlines start to dwindle, I wonder if we're going to be doing the same exact, put a pin in this, Quigs, for next year. I wonder if we're going to have the same exact conversations about Corey Haim. Drop a pin in it. What do you think, Moon? Do you think that Corey Haim has the opportunity to be next Connor Zilic, even though Connor Zilic isn't exactly anybody yet?
The thing that makes Zilic so impressive is the fact he's won in so many different disciplines. And Corey's won in everything he's run, pretty much, aside from Cup and Xfinity. But I feel like Zilic is just in a whole nother league. I mean, Zilic is hearing like SVG talk about how Zilic is way better than he was when he was that age, and hearing Kevin Harvick and some of these people endorse Zilic. No disrespect to Haim, because I think he's really good and he's going to win tons of races and Cup races and probably be a Cup champion one day. But I think Zilic is in just his own league. I don't think there's anybody right now in the ladder that's anywhere close to him.
If it wasn't Connor Zilic that pulled that move at Portland, and again, none of us here have a problem with that move, but we know how cunty people get on NASCAR social media. If it was anybody but Connor Zilic, do you think there'd be more of an outcry that it was illegal and it should be changed and all that kind of stuff? Or was he the perfect person to do that? Like, let's say Logano was running in the Xfinity that week and he won at Portland by going through the fucking chicanes or whatever. They would burn that fucking place to the ground. Or am I overstating it?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's the only thing that people get mad at, if it was a cup guy doing it to win. Other than that,
what if Austin Hill?
Yeah, exactly. Austin Hill. But for the most part, it's Xfinity. I like weird, stupid shit to happen in it. There's very few people that would upset me doing that move.
Did you see that Matt DiBenedetto's feet were on fire?
I did see that.
I missed that.
Yeah, so Matt D got into a wreck, and apparently the flames started coming up through the floorboards, and it lit his fucking shoes on fire. And then he was having a problem getting out of his harness. So when he came out of the car, he actually had to slide out of the car. He wasn't able to pull himself up and do it. And as soon as he got out, he was putting his feet out. And then he took them off, went to the infield care center. It didn't get beyond his protective socks and all that stuff, but they showed some of the pads from his shoes and they were melted. So Matt D got the fucking hot foot like you never saw. So T's and P's, he drove the original car for us, right? The One Bite car or whatever.
Pizza car.
Yep.
Yeah. So Matt D's always been kind of involved with us. So thoughts and prayers to him. Rob Langovin's people hit me yesterday, Spider. And I know they asked you too. So he was asking me if I knew anybody in my Rolodex that I thought would be able to do a reality show at Barstool. Like Jerry O'Connell did Camp Barstool, even though he's not a Barstool employee. Was there anybody there? And right away I was thinking, is there anyone in NASCAR that you think would be DTF for that, or who would make sense? Because they're so brand conscious, so it needs that special person. So think of anything that we put on. Surviving Barstool, Camp Barstool, the poker tournament last night, the Barstool Open Invitational. Who do you think from the NASCAR world would fit that bill?
Coming in and doing what Jerry O'Connell did at our events?
Yeah, I mean, right away, Gragson seems like a guy who's a stoolie, loves Dave and all that shit. So he seems like an easy fit. Is there anybody else that I wouldn't even know who to put in front of Rob?
I would say Riley Herbst, I think, just because he knows every single one of what Barstool is. He's the biggest stoolie that I know on the cup level. Riley's obviously up there. Blaney, I think, would be good. Even so Briscoe. Briscoe's another one where he knows every single person. He would know people by name if you walked in here.
BJ McLeod at the poker tournament.
BJ would be sick at the poker table.
That would be awesome.
Honestly, what about one of the veterans? Clint Boyer was awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like he would just be a great time to come camping with and go guzz some beers Jerry did with us. That would be great.
We get like Swanee maybe, or some of the guys in the pits.
You know, I was
at
the Cubs game last night. Stu Feiner and I got Game Time tickets. Shout out Game Time. Stu, and I was with Stu and Sandy, his wife.
Lovely woman.
They deserve a reality show.
Yeah.
Those two are fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
I was just third wheeling and they had me dying.
Yeah. Yeah, she could be the most patient woman in the world.
It's insane.
She's the Corey Haim of wives.
Yeah, she absolutely is.
Yeah.
I'd love to get Stu to a race. I don't know why
that
we
would
haven't
be
done
great.
that yet. You
He
know,
would love it. Well, he loves everything he does.
Honestly, we should put in for that, Lars.
Yeah.
That'd be a great time.
We have the meeting, I think, on Monday. We should definitely put in for one of those.
Yeah.
Now that Joey's not around. Remember, Camasta was coming to like 3 races a year for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. Let's go to Cup. Chase Briscoe wins his second straight Southern 500, locks into round 12 of the playoffs. The wins his second win of the year, second at Darlington, and fourth career win in 171 Cup Series races. 4 wins in 171. He led 309 laps, had to hold off a late charge from Reddick to get the win. He's the first driver to lead over 300 laps at the Southern 500 since Bobby Allison did in the year that I was born, 1971, and the most to lead that many laps at Darlington since the spring race in 1986. So he's a stud, and he dominated this. He dominated this race, and I like to ask drivers what they give themselves as a report card. If you're Joe Gibbs, what do you give Chase Briscoe so far this season? A season where he's now locked into the second round of the playoffs, where he's won 6 poles, 2 wins, and 11 top 5s. Did Chase Briscoe, I'm going to ask you first, Moonhead, just to go in the opposite direction. You're Joe Gibbs. What were you expecting from Briscoe, and what has he delivered so far?
I think he's getting exactly what he expected, because I think Briscoe showed in his time with SHR, when they were definitely a lesser team than JGR, that he could get the job done. And now he's playing the system perfectly. It hasn't been great all year, but he got the win to lock into the playoffs. And now the worst he can finish in points is 12th. So already right there, I'd say, I'd give it an A. I think Joe Gibbs and everybody at JGR would be happy with it. And I don't think they're going to be satisfied, falling out in the next round or whatever. I think they want to go all the way, and I think they definitely could. But at this point, I think Briscoe's doing what everybody expects him to do.
Quigs, what do you think? Oh, good. It's Spider. I'm going to ask you specifically, Spider. Do you think that Martin Truex picked the right time to leave? Do you think Martin Truex would have been able to get the results that Chase Briscoe got this year on top of the whole report card thing?
I'm not sure about the results thing. Obviously, I don't want to discredit Martin Truex, but my point and testament and takeaway from this weekend and this year from Chase Briscoe is that he has exceeded my expectations. I thought it would be a slow burn. I thought he would find success at JGR, but I thought it would be not this quick. And to see him out here as a legitimate threat to go deep into the playoffs, I think is really, really exciting. Chase has been great to us. We've got a great relationship with him. He's an easy guy to root for, and now he seemingly has all the tools to go deep and make a big run. So I very much think he exceeded expectations for this year, and that may be a me problem. I know JGR obviously is a very competitive team, and he's not a bad driver, so obviously people should expect success, but I think what we've seen is more than I had originally anticipated.
What do you think, Quigs? I'm going to ask for a Spidey score for a rumor in a little bit. What's the Quigs score, the Quigs quotient for Briscoe's performance
Quigs
this year?
quotient.
Not too bad, right?
Yeah, that's
We'll give him
smooth.
A for awesome. That's what Spider does.
Yeah.
But no, he's been great. You're filling a massive role, and a lot of times that you just want to do that good enough that everybody's not complaining about the guy who's in the seat taking over for it. And he's been great. It's an A. He's done his role. He's done it above and beyond. And I think he's probably done basically what Truex would have done, like quality wise in that seat.
But haven't we seen Truex come off? Again, like he's the first guy that I rooted for when I started watching NASCAR, so I'm not shitting on MTJ at all. But the way that he came off and the way that like the glow up on Briscoe, I can't imagine this being any better for Joe Gibbs. This is an A+ thing.
Yeah.
Preseason, we put him at 1.5 wins, and I believe we all took the over. And we all hit on that now. And I got to be honest, I might stretch it out to 2.5 wins because I think he might have some more in him over the next 9 races, considering some of the tracks we're going to. So if he's not the success story of the year, and I know Bubba Wallace's glow up has been great too. Bubba's having a great season and looks very good to, he looks poised to go, somewhat far in this playoff season. But holy shit, Briscoe has been just impressive as all fuck. And he's easy to root for. And I think if you're just a fan of the 19 car, you have no problem seamlessly going from Martin to Chase, right? It's a perfect fucking world. But he's not the only one that did well this week. Tyler Reddick went from 14th to 4th in points. I think we're talking about the boring aspect of the race. I think P1, P2 in stage 1 was Chase and Tyler. P1, P2 in stage 2 was Chase and Tyler. And final was P1, P2. So Tyler got as many points as he could have got, and he wound up leapfrogging a bunch of people. So Reddick, even though he was obviously a little bit disappointed that he didn't have the chance to take home the win, what a performance out of Reddick at the right time too, because people were starting to wane on Reddick. We got to get him in here. We haven't had fucking Tyler Reddick. That's my fault. We got to get Reddick in here. But congratulations, what a Herculean effort from him. I'm going to ask you guys if you saw this or if it's just in my fucking head. I hate the way that Jordan touches Tyler Reddick like he's an infant. I just don't like it. Comes over and he's sort of like
tousles his hair.
Yeah, like he's a fucking ventriloquist dummy. No, you notice the Quigs or is it just me?
Yeah, I've noticed it in the past.
Okay. I hate Michael Jordan, so I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Knicks fan. One of my season tickets when Jordan was the guy. Do you notice it, Spider, or am I fucked up?
No, I personally didn't notice it, but I feel like that would be something Tyler Reddick fucking hates and just has to pretend like it's not a big deal.
You suck it up, right?
You have to just
Obviously,
let it
I have no idea how it actually is, but that's just the vibe I get.
I guess.
I do think Michael Jordan, in a weird way, I almost felt bad for him like this past weekend between fucking Tyler Reddick finishing second again and then UNC, he goes to the UNC game and they just get their doors blown off by TCU.
Good.
Yeah, I'm not a Michael Jordan hater.
They're running a circus over there.
I'm not a big, massive Jordan fan either, but I mean, I'm not rooting for his failures. I just think it was a tough week.
I just like Tyler so much more than I like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you see it? Is there a bitching involved here, Moonhead, or am I making this up?
Well, I mean, Jordan's like 2 feet taller than him, so
I'm taller than Spider. Spider, if every time I saw you, and when I see you, I'm always elated. It's always a positive. I don't think we've ever really had a fight. If I was to manhandle you like Michael Jordan manhandles Tyler Reddick, I can guarantee you'd be like, get the fuck off of me, old man. I guarantee you. And I'm bigger than you. So go ahead, Moonhead. Make your fucking point, asshole.
I mean, I don't know what point really there is.
No, there is no point to make. It's all in my fucking head.
Reddick's not going to do anything about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's Michael Jordan. I mean, hell, Michael Jordan could walk up and mess my hair.
I don't know, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I would love to see
I'm going to defend MJ, though. Maybe he's just a touchy person. Like, I feel like when he's always got, ball on his shoulders after Tyler wins or, he's very, and I'm kind of that same way. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'm Team Michael.
Also, flowers to legacy.
Yes.
P2 and P4 is
Big
great.
flowers.
Look at this. So, Chase Briscoe, Tyler Reddick. Then we got Eric Jones. Obviously, he's won there twice before. John Hunter. AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah.
Great to see AJ running up front like that. Bubba, Denny from the pole finishes 7th. Then Kyle Busch, Carson Hocevar, and Chris Buescher. I mean, there is an absolute absence of playoff drivers in that top 10. It's staggering. It's absolutely staggering, but it's a great top 10 to look at. I'm almost proud of everybody on that fucking top 10 there. Aren't you? It's a fun one to see. And it was kind of nice seeing Buescher kind of be out there going door to door at Carson Hocevar, seeing Eric Jones, who afterwards, I think he had said he thought he had the fastest car. If he just could have got out into some clean air, he would have been able to, make that race totally a different outcome or whatnot. So I don't know. It was just one of those ones where I kind of enjoyed seeing that top 10. That's why I probably gave the race a 70 or so.
Go
ahead.
What's the opposite of Flowers?
Flowers, I think, flaming bag of dog shit on your on your front thing.
I'm gonna
Who are
put
you
a
going to give that to?
flaming bag of dog shit on Hendrick Motorsports front steps.
Yeah, 100%.
It kills me to say because I'm obviously a big fan of those guys. But I mean, what the fuck happened? Chase Elliott 17th, Kyle Larson 19th, Byron 21st, and Bowman like 31st. Insane. I don't know. I was not expecting that. Especially come playoff time, expect the top teams to be locked in. And I think it was just a swing and a miss from them. So, yeah, I mean, with the flowers that we gave to those guys in the top 10 and even front row, who was just outside of it with Zane Smith and Noah Gragson, 13th and 14th.
Nice.
Hendrick, I mean, I'm a little bit concerned. How many of those guys, I forget what I said last week for my Final Four. I think, actually, I might have only had Byron from the Hendrick guys in there. But still, I mean, they need to lock the fuck in.
And I would tell you, I think flaming bag of dog shit, we should do that every week.
Yeah.
Give our flowers and then a flame, because that's exactly what they deserve. You need William Byron to answer his door and start stomping on a flaming bag of dog shit.
They need a wake-up call.
Yeah, Rudy Fugel should get one on his fucking doorstep too. And obviously Bowman, just had a very rough day. He had that pit stop where the hose had come loose or something like that, and then it got caught underneath the tire. So there's a couple of unfortunate things that added to it. Kyle Larson actually ran a pretty good race until he didn't. So do you think people have been talking about that because there haven't been a ton of headlines this week. People are saying that should Hendrick be worried? Are you saying that they should be worried there, Spider? Or is this a one-off? Keep in mind, they suck at Gateway.
Yeah. Well, I should say I should have done my homework and looked at the stats in previous years from Hendrick at Darlington to see. But yeah, I don't know. I think you should always be worried. It's no different than what we just said about Chase Briscoe. And sure, he might have exceeded expectations, but guess what? They're still going to try to get him a championship. That's the same thing with Hendrick. They got, they're going to try to get their cars in as deep and round after round as possible. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm looking right now at the Cup Series playoff standings after Darlington. Obviously, Chase Briscoe with the win. Then it's Denny, Kyle, Reddick, Byron, Bubba, Blaney, Chastain, Cindric, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott. And then Shane Van Gisbergen is only 3 points to the good in that 12 slot. Only 3 points to the good. So breathing down his neck at -3 is Joey Logano, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, and then Alex Bowman at the bottom. When I'm looking at those and then looking at our championship 4 predictions, Moonhead, you did have Logano in your championship 4. Do you guys want to swap those out at all after the first? I'm asking after the first race. I won't ask every week. But are you guys still pretty confident? I put them in there. Like Spider, you're Denny, Blaney, Byron, and Bell. Quigs, you're Blaney, Byron, Denny, and Elliott. Byron, Denny, Logano, and Bubba for Moon. And then I'm Bell, Blaney, Larson, and Denny. Are you guys still good with those? Or do you think that what you saw this weekend is enough to maybe take Byron or Logano or, I don't know, Christopher Bell out or something like that? Or are we still comfortable with our picks?
I'm going to stick with what I got, but I mean...
Yeah, I'll swap Briscoe in there.
None of us took Briscoe, right? None of us took Briscoe.
No, none of us did.
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know who I take out for Briscoe.
Yeah, even with Logano being in trouble, I don't think I would swap Logano. Just
he's great.
SVG's only 3 ahead of him, and yeah, Joey's SVG's good here. Fun. We're going to Bristol too. The first round's honestly a really tough round. The more I think about it, Darlington, Gateway, and then Bristol. So SVG's going to have his hands full, obviously there. So I would still feel safe with Logano just because I think SVG is going to fall out.
And then your Bubba call seems to be getting better and better as he climbs the ranks as well. Yeah, I'm going to leave mine the way that is also.
I'm going to
But,
leave mine as well, but there is one driver that I like, and I will get into that in the pick the tire segment. But
okay. I
yeah,
guess maybe I'll ask you guys next week to add a dark horse. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
you
just
should have asked us last week
I
because
should
Bubba
have.
or fucking Briscoe would have
I
been
know.
lit.
Would have been and it
We
would have
would,
been everyone's answer.
yeah, we
You
would
know
have
what I
looked
mean?
sharp.
Yeah, we look fucking good. Let's talk about Carson Hocevar. I don't give a shit who he races for. Talking about Chase Elliott, and then he gets into it with Christopher Bell on pit row. Um, I'll take those two things separately. I don't give a shit who Elliott races for. Was something that he said over the radio, and I can understand that you say some stupid stuff over the radio, so I'll give him a pass for that. How do you guys feel about what had happened with him and Christopher Bell on pit row? And who are you, Team Hocevar or Team Bell in this?
I'm Team Hocevar at this point. Let the man just be a menace.
I think too the way that Bell was like he should be very aware of the playoff drivers and that he's not going to beat us off of pit row because we're already in the box. So he should have, I don't know, conceded a certain amount. Meanwhile, Carson Hocevar, I mean, got a top 10 finish. I don't know if that's just an unspoken rule in NASCAR that he didn't follow, so he's a fucking dick for doing that. But I don't like it's respect is for the dead type thing when you're competing for a win, you know, and like I said, he finished better than Bell. Is there anybody here who would side with Bell on this?
No, I mean, maybe Moonhead. I'm definitely Team Carson. I mean, it go back to the couple weeks ago when Bowman was trying to run down. Was it Austin Dillon for the win at Richmond? And he was upset. He was saying race manipulation because drivers weren't getting out of his way. Like, whose side was I on in that instance? Not Bowman. So my point is, I think that a lot of times these drivers, especially for good teams, and I kind of agree with Carson. I don't give a shit what team they're racing for, but the guys on the top teams typically, and like it seems like they have a theme of just expecting people to just like move out of the way for them or like give them the spot. And I think that's kind of bullshit, to be honest, especially with a lot of these guys. Like Carson Hocevar is a young driver looking for his first win. He had speed. He's been competitive. He shouldn't just like roll over. You know what I mean? And you said, Large, he finished in the top 10. So, maybe if this were an instance where like, I don't know, to me, if you have the playoffs going on and the rest of the field is obviously still out there racing, what do you want those guys to do? They are still racing. They're still going to be giving it their all. They
The reason
can't
I
just
said that the Chase thing was stupid too is just because of Hendrick's relationship with Spire. Like, you know, so when you do
yeah.
mention the owner on the radio like that, I don't think that's the smartest move in the world.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And, you know, with his name being Ben, by the way, somebody sent the nicest DM. I forget the gentleman's name. He was like, oh, the Bubba interview or one of the interviews, he's like, was very, very funny. Love listening to you guys every week, even though you put Bowman on a hot seat every week, which we don't. We're just like kind of reporting it. But, you know, Hocevar's name has been bandied about for that car, you know,
Yeah.
like for Bowman's car. So maybe he should give a shit who he drives for was my only point. But yeah, the other part, I don't know whether or not it's like a disrespectful thing. We like Carson, so we tend to. It's like, am I missing something, Moon? Like with this, was this something he fucked up?
I think the pit road thing. I don't think it's anything Carson fucked up. I think I agree with you on the radio stuff. Probably not the greatest thing to say. I think Bell's frustration more stemmed from the fact that Hocevar's team didn't say, "Hey, we're not even caught up." You know, he was just spun out. He was the caution. He was way in the back. They didn't give him the heads up like, hey, Bell's going to be leaving his pit stall here. And I think that Bell's team fucked up by just assuming that they were going to, be aware of that. And it's what led to the wreck. I don't think the pit road deal was no fault of Carson's, though. I don't think he did anything wrong. But the crew chiefs on both sides, I don't know. They probably should have communicated that a little better.
By the way, I love the way this kid is spending his money. Like every time Carson Hocevar puts up a new, truck or car, what did he just buy?
He bought a truck.
I
think, right? Or no, he bought a car. Yeah.
He had the truck. I think
he just bought in a car and he put that up on his social media, just him kind of burning out or in and around the truck. I mean, it seems like the kid is living his good life, which I love to see. And a lot of this shit seems to be rolling off his back, which is good too, because you need pretty thick skin in order to be competitive in this league. So I don't know. It's one of those ones where I just like what I see out of this kid. Let's talk about some headlines. The headlines brought to you by Dive Bomb. I don't know if you guys had noticed, but I have a broken TV and an awesome shirt. Spider, I'm wearing one of Dive Bomb shirts.
Hell
It's
yeah.
got the goose head and then the corn. Spider and I went hunting in Missouri with the people from Dive Bomb. They make the ultimate outdoor gear, all this stuff for hunters and fishermen and all that stuff. And on all that stuff, and on top of it, they make very stylish clothes that make even the ugliest of people, me, look downright fucking sexy. Dive Bomb Industries gear is designed to perform in the toughest of conditions. They make products for the outdoorsman, the hunter, and the sportsman, and they even have golf polos and everyday wear. I visited their factory, got to go around on a scooter, grab a couple of pieces of their merch, and I wear it just about every day. So if you're a hunter or a fisherman, sportsman, outdoorsman, all that shit I mentioned before, you should already know about Dive Bomb, and you should be buying stuff from them because it's the top of the line quality. But if you're also a guy who just wants a really comfortable golf shirt, give them a call as well. Check them out at divebombindustries.com. And they got a code for us. Rubbin 15 gets you something off. A little how you doing at the end. So use the code Rubbin15, RUBBIN15 at checkout at divebombindustries.com. Hook yourself up for everything that you do outdoors or everything you need when you need to be sexy. Congratulations to Brad K. Brad K had unprotected sex, and he had a little baby boy that makes 4, 2 girls and 2 boys. The boy's name is Sterling Kozlowski.
Ooh.
What the fuck else could this kid possibly do other than be a race car driver? Give that a letter score on a scale of A to F. How do you like the name Sterling Kozlowski, Spider?
I kind of love it.
I love it too, man.
It reminds me of like Sterling Marlin.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's great. I do think that NASCAR has a pandemic, and maybe that's a bad word because
Okay.
it's not even
I like it.
an issue, but they have a thing going on where they just name their kids crazy ass shit. It might just be a Southern thing though.
It's nuts. So
I don't know.
I'm not
Are
going to
we
call
just
people out, but it's
no,
crazy.
no. Yeah, a lot of the names are just like so unique, which I love, but probably wouldn't name my kids something like that personally.
Yeah. But Sterling Kozlowski sound. What do you do? Do you like it, Quigs?
That's a future driver.
I do.
Yeah.
I almost want to be like the names don't fit together, but they kind of do.
They're so different.
Yeah.
Like Sterling Kozlowski, I don't get it, but it's fucking perfect, and
It does
particularly
work.
knowing the players. Moon, do you hate Sterling Kozlowski?
No,
Already?
I love it. It seems a little bit like an old school name for sure, but like it's an A+ for me, and he's destined to be a race car driver. There's nothing, he'll never work in an office or anything with a name like that for sure.
Yeah, particularly with his dad being one of the team owners. So congratulations to them. They have 4 absolutely beautiful children, and health and happiness to the Kozlowski family. Just a small update from this absolute mess of a lawsuit. NASCAR is saying if 2311 and Front Row Motorsports don't get their desired outcome in court, this may mean a lot of money for the other Cup Series teams, to the tune of $1.5 million would go to each team, because they say they get it from 2 parts. The $25 million that they paid out to 2311 and FRM for the first 20 races of the season, they will take back and then divvy up, which would be about $838,000 per team. And then the second part of the season that hasn't played out, if there is no charter status for 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, that would create another $670,000 per team benefit. So if they were to win this, I think that's what NASCAR was trying to do, kind of dangle a little carrot in front of the teams to be like, by the way, you guys might be getting a big fat fucking check for not causing any waves the way that 2311 and Front Row Motorsports did. And then, I don't know, as a response to it, but Spire co-owner Dan Tauris said what was released in that case is very inconsistent with what they, NASCAR, say privately. And so I need to understand, who am I dealing with? Is it the people we meet with privately, or what you say when we're not around? So I think the other team owners are really starting to get worried about this, starting to get worried about how it's going to affect them, whether or not it's going to diminish the what these charters are worth. And as a result, I think team owners are kind of pushing NASCAR to somehow settle, even if NASCAR is going to say, no, we're not settling. And if we win this thing, you guys are getting a check for $1.5 million. So this continues to be a mess. We're taping this on Wednesday. I know they have another day in court tomorrow on Thursday, so something else might come out before you hear this podcast, but just keeping you up on what the latest shit is going on with that lawsuit, which is probably the most intense and intelligent thing that we'll talk about on this podcast. And the least intelligent thing that we're going to talk about on this podcast is somebody named Drewski. Who the fuck is Drewski? Can somebody remind me what this guy does? Is he a comedian or what does he do?
He does like internet video skits, like kind of making fun of different topics or like.
He's hilarious. Like he's very.
Is he
funny.
hilarious?
Yeah.
I know he was a dick when he was in this office.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
I think our social team wanted him to just do something real quick after he did a interview maybe with Kevin or something, and he kind of big timed us. I don't know who the fucking guy is. I've seen him obviously around, but he showed up to the race this week in not only whiteface but in white body. Like it was a crazy job. Drewski's a big fat black guy, and they changed him into essentially Moonhead. And he had the one the overalls with the one off and the farmer's tan and the whole deal. I mean, they spray painted the shit out of this black guy, and it was tight. It looked fucking good.
Yeah, it was very
good.
convincing.
It's the best like makeup job I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I think he was he was out for the national anthem. He was kind of hanging out with Ty Gibbs and stuff. So a lot of people were in on the joke, but a lot of people weren't. So he was spitting and singing "Born in the USA," and he had like some old, woman on his lap ripping some fucking darts with her. Explain this to me, guys. Is this funny? Is it not fun? Nobody here is getting their panties in a bundle over the white face, black face thing. I don't give a fuck about that.
No.
Oh, you know what? I wanted to ask you guys too, but remind me to ask you a question afterwards about me doing blackface, whether or not you think it'd be okay. It's not real blackface. It's just a hypothetical. But stay on topic with Drewski. What did you think about this guy? Because it's all over NASCAR social media this week.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those things. If people didn't like not Days of Thunder, if they didn't Talladega Nights, they're not going to like Drewski at the NASCAR track. I already saw Ty Gibbs. I think, he was like you said, he was with them at National Anthem. I think that someone said on Twitter that they did like a collab post or maybe a photo together, and then Ty Gibbs quickly deleted it. I just hope that all that comes out of this is like Drewski not like has NASCAR up in arms and like in fear. Like, I feel like we've already done that whole thing where people are just like, oh, this person's coming to the track. Like they have no business being there.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think it's cool that he took time to do it. And to me, if he's interested in it, even if under the lens of just like making a funny video out of it, that's valuable. And it looks like a lot of the drivers and the teams and even people that work for NASCAR that I've met throughout the years were in on it and like helping or part of the video. So I think it was cool.
I think it like his underlying thing was like NASCAR fans are racist. But I also don't think I can watch all of his other skits that he does about every other group of people and be like, that's so funny, he nailed it, and then
get mad
at the one that's about like a demographic I fall in. So I think you just kind of be like, that's very fun. Like the one he did about like Alabama is like very similar, and I think that's hilarious. But like not every Alabama fan is like that. But it's funny to watch a video and be like, that's the stereotypical fan, and it's a funny video. So I think it's funny, and I'm not upset about it.
What do you think, Wonsky?
I love Drewski. Like I was so excited when I saw the picture of him there. I think it's great. I think it's kind of, it's like the Talladega Nights thing. Obviously, some people aren't going to like it. I don't think he wasn't taking a shot at NASCAR really, and I feel like he just was at a NASCAR race really. That is true. To drive it home. So like, I think it's funny. Anybody who doesn't think it's a joke, I don't know what to tell them, because I think it's hilarious. Personally, I thought it was awesome. I thought he nailed it.
I will say I was surprised that NASCAR let him do it. Like, you know what I mean?
Knew. I think
that's also a thing with Drewski where they're like, how does he have access to everything on Earth?
Yeah,
right.
Like he'll just be like doing like TSA at a real airport. They're like, how did Drewski like get
Oh, is
allowed
that
to do
it?
it?
Because he had to have like something set up where he could touch up that. Because he, by the way, the guy is a legitimate C cup, right? Like he got a big old set of tits on him, and you could tell he was sweating like a fucking whore in church. They must have had to touch that up somewhere, and that just doesn't happen. He had all that pit access, all that. I don't know if NASCAR would have. What I'd
He
like
also-
to see is some positivity from it too.
As
Like,
far as
I don't mind
know,
making
he's-
fun, but saying, "Hey, this was a fucking fun weekend," at least, you
Yeah.
know.
No, you're not gonna get that from
Not gonna get him?
his videos.
Okay.
But as far as I know, he's just shooting them on a cell phone. Like, I don't think he's got a big like crew with him. Like, I think it's just all vertically shot on a cell phone. So he could have done it without getting like proper credentials if he just had a pit pass and maybe a trailer to do his makeup.
Yeah, I guess so. I need a Spidey score. NASCAR rumor that Legacy Motor Club is exploring a merger or the buyout of a Haas. Excuse me. Let me start over. I apologize, guys. There's a NASCAR rumor that Legacy Motor Club is exploring a merger or possible buyout of the Haas factory team to acquire a third Cup Series charter. Spider? Legacy buying the Haas factory team, essentially buying Cole Custer's charter. What do you think? What do you do as far as giving that a Spidey score? Even though some people say now might be out the window because Haas may switch manufacturers to Chevy for the next season. What do you give this Spidey score for this latest rumor?
Oh man, this is tough. I tend to, you know what? I'm going to give it a D. I'm going to give it a D for door bumper clear because that was the source that said it was out the window. I thought this would have been cool. It would have made sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like it's not going to happen. I'm interested to see what Legacy does because, you know, they've been very adamant that they want another charter. And I'm interested to see what their intentions are should that come to fruition. Is it a guy like Jesse Love? Did they try and go to steal Corey Heim? You know, there's a lot of stuff that could happen. So my biggest takeaway from all this is that Legacy just seems hungry to get that extra charter for next year, which should be something to watch, especially with all this lawsuit drama going on. And, you know, there's other teams that could potentially be shutting down. We've heard Hayek maybe rumored to be, you know, closing with the departure of RFK. So, or with the, who's the fucking brand? Kroger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kroger left for RFK. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see what happens. I'm more kind of underwhelmed by the fact that Haas might change to Chevy. Like that kind of what I don't see any. I don't know what the tea leaves are saying with that move. So yeah, I'm more focused on what Legacy has going on this year.
I hear you, my man. Anybody else think that this could happen? So you gave it a D for door bumper clear.
Yep.
Freddie Kraft getting some more fucking free press on this show.
That's right. I trashed him last week, so I had to give him a little love this week.
You had to. You fucking sent Bubba into Logano, right?
Yeah.
For Christ's sake. He was asleep or drunk, maybe. Yeah, stir it up a little. All right, where are we going next? We're heading out to Gateway. There's no trucks this week. They pick up next week at Bristol. Because there's no trucks, we'll see Matt Mills and Daniel Hemrick in the field for Xfinity. And should we start calling it the O'Reilly Auto Parts or just wait till January?
We're going to wait.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll wait. All right, Xfinity has the New Way 200 this Saturday night starting at 7:30 p.m. on the CW. And then Cup has race 28 of 36 in the regular season and race 2 of 3 in the round of 16. The Enjoy Illinois 300 at Gateway Motorsports Park, currently known as Worldwide Technology Raceway for sponsorship reason, in Madison, Illinois on Sunday, September 7th, starting at 3 p.m. on the USA Network. They've been running this race since 2002. Joey won the inaugural, Kyle Busch won in 23, and Austin Cindric is the defending champ. I hate the fact that this is true. Busch's win here in 23 was his third win in just his 15th race in RCR, but he hasn't won since. That's stinker, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's a stinker of a fucking thing. And I was online or something. He just did like an erectile dysfunction commercial. Do you see that? Where his wife was like, you could use a tune-up?
I did not.
Oh, yeah. His wife, Samantha, beautiful, absolute rocket ship, said you could use a little tune-up down there, like pointing at his cock. He was like, all right. He went to like someplace And I don't know, got a shot in his cock, maybe something.
Damn.
Anyway, this is a flat 1.25 mile egg-shaped oval that rewards precision. That's why Penske has won 2 of 3 here. And conversely, Hendrick has only scored a total of 3 top 10s in 12 combined starts. So this is not a good fucking place for Hendrick. Probably built more for Penske. You can catch the action on TV or feel the thrill in person. Secure your NASCAR seat today at NASCAR.com and feel the excitement. We were there once, right, Spider?
I've never been here. No, I've
Wait,
never.
didn't we didn't go there? Oh no, that was Kansas.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I've been to Gateway. This one actually kind of, it messes me up because I'll watch on TV every year and they'll show the arch and then the race is called Enjoy Illinois. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And then I always look it up and it's like right across the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
maybe
they'll
that's what's got
show
me fucked up.
picturesque shots of the arch despite it being in Illinois. It's just like the southernmost town in Illinois, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I would like to go there at some point. I think it's like pretty far despite being in the same state. But
Relative, and like I said, it's a relatively flat oval, so a lot of breaking into the corners. I think this is that one where it was abnormally warm and they had all those brake rotors blow up that one year.
Yep.
This might have been the one too where the guy got hit in the fucking chest, wasn't it? Didn't that?
I think Quigs is. There might
have
be
been Michigan.
Oh no, actually no. I don't think it was
Wasn't
Michigan.
Michigan?
Well, I don't know.
Michigan's like a fucking super speed, but they're not on the. I mean, they are.
Yeah, I
but-
think it was here where Moon. Do you remember that? All those brake
Yeah.
rotors were fucking blowing up.
Yeah,
Christopher Bell's.
I think, I don't remember whose brake rotor hit the guy, but I do remember
That was
seeing a
Gregson.
Reddit post about it. Oh, okay, yeah. I remember seeing it on Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Gateway.
Yeah.
2023.
And the guy was a real shit kicker too. Like Noah just sent him a box of hats and he was like, all right. You know, meanwhile, that happens in Watkins Glen. There'd be 1,000 fucking lawsuits. People who are saying they can't maintain the erection since watching it. Let's pick some winners
Shout out
before
Kyle
we
Busch.
get out of here. And Picking the Tires is brought to you by DraftKings. Game on. Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Every touchdown could hit big. Don't just watch the game when you can win with it. DraftKings Sportsbook brings the unmatched intensity of the NFL straight to your fingertips, whether you're backing the first touchdown scorer, hitting anytime TD props, or riding the thrills of live in-game betting. Every play is packed with possibility. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Rubbin. That's code Rubbin to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet $5, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. I have a parlay.
Let's hear it.
I don't think anybody else has it. Hendrick shit the bed last week.
Yeah.
I'll take all 4 to have a top 10. It's going to pay.
Oh, shit.
What?
I love that.
Do you?
Well, I just didn't. You've been talking about how bad Hendrick.
They're
is at
terrible
this
here.
track.
Yeah.
They're fucking terrible. So I'm saying that's why. What kind of odds am I getting? Plus 821? There'd be more than that. What do I take Bowman at?
Wait, plus 821 to get all 4 of them
Yeah.
top 10? No, something bad's going to happen to somebody.
Bowman's plus 160 on his own for a top 10. That seems
I'm going to
like,
take the top 3. I'm going to take Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Chase Elliott all in the top 10 plus 254. That's one of the ones that I'm going to take.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if it's a
probably-
good one. It's a bad bet?
No, I
like
think
that.
that's a better version of the bet.
That's a little bit better, yeah. And then as far as winners, I think I'm going to go kind of chalky and take Blaney for the win.
Okay.
I'll take Blaney for the win, and then that weird parlay. I didn't think anybody else would have. It's 3-leg parlay. Hendrick guys who don't do well here. I thought I'd get paid a little bit more, but it is what it is. What do you got, Spider?
So I only really have one pick this weekend.
I hope it's not mine.
And it's an outright winner, and it's probably Quigs. It's going to be Joey Logano to win the damn thing.
I have one pick on my card. It's Joey Logano.
He's plus 950. I think that's an extremely generous price for a guy in his last 3 races here. Has finished in the top 5 in all 3, and that includes winning one of them. He's got an average finish here of 3rd, the highest amongst all active drivers.
He's below the cut line. He's got to go now.
Exactly.
We're tag teaming our analysis.
We're on the same fucking page. That's
I
really
like
all I
that.
have. And like I did last week, I'm sure as we inch closer to the race, I will add, whatever feels right
Sure.
spontaneously to my card. And I'll try to do my best to share those with the people. But it's going to be Joey Logano as my main play this weekend. And I would implore people to get on DraftKings right away. Use the promo that Large just outlined. And
Rubbin.
get in on Logano early, because I do think that this price is going to come down. I think he'll start this race probably closer to 6-1 as opposed to like 10
if he
to
qualifies good, he's going to be
and there's no reason to think
favorite.
there's no reason to think he won't. So that's who I'm looking at. Blaney, I think 5-1. I don't understand it when you could take Logano, who's been better. Granted, the other guy, I mean, you look at even Cindric, the third Penske teammate. He's won here before too. So Blaney, as much as I said last week, Blaney's my favorite driver. He's my third favorite Penske driver this weekend heading into Gateway in terms of betting angle.
He was dogged this weekend too. Blaney was fucking driving the shit out of it this weekend. All righty. So who do you got? Quigs, is it just piggybacking
Logano? Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's the only thing that you have. That's
whale
fucking
play.
Yeah, and I have the terrible parlay. What a how the tables have turned. Moonhead, anybody jump out at you at Gateway?
No, I like the Penske, really any of the Penske guys. The only other guy that comes to mind looking at the top fives is Hocevar, just because he made his Cup debut there and he ran really, really good. And I don't have his stats since then in front of me, but I would imagine with how things have gone so far this year and here lately that he would be good. But really, other than him, the Penske guys, I like Cindric. I've got the Cindric feeling again. I think the last one was a little fluky, but I think that he could get it done.
Are you adding Cindric to the card?
I believe so. Yes.
There you go.
All right, so we got Penske from all angles, and I threw in a little bit of Hendrick. All right, so that's it for us this week. Spider, I think the only race that we have left on the schedule is the Roval and possibly Phoenix, correct?
Yes, that is correct. We're going to go to Roval next, and then we're still waiting to hear about Phoenix. And then obviously, if something else comes up, we might add more, but sounds like those two are the ones we're working through right now.
But we're in the home stretch. The home stretch, only 9 races left. We're glad that you guys had stayed with us so far, and we will talk to you guys next week on what should be right here, Rubbin is Racing.
Peace.
Peace.